When it comes to that interaction, can you talk about the game development community and how open they are in terms of, for instance, if you wanted to go and get into movies, that's a very hard wall to get through. Yeah. But game development seems like it's a much more open process.
I think it's as mystifying as movies. A lot of my friends who work in movies either made their own movies on YouTube using cell phones or cameras that they repurposed, and then got the attention and then started working on bigger things. I think video games is pretty much the same deal. Video games need a lot of talent. So today we were talking to a programmer at the panel who said that he was looking to get into games. We're desperate for programmers. A gameplay programmer? Wow! We've got hundreds of positions open for gameplay programmers. So it's also identifying where you're going to be passionate about your work and where you can really add value to a project too. Even if it's not a AAA, Call of Duty, The Crew-esque style, huge budget game. It could be a smaller thing, but it's finding out what you're passionate about and then doing it.
The other thing we've seen a huge influx in, at least here in the US, is programs, both undergraduate and graduate, around game development. What are your thoughts about that in terms of someone wanting to get involved?
The graduate programs are an interesting dilemma because they do give you access to a network. They do give you access to people who are going to give you that experience, who are going to be very clear about what a game is and what a game isn't. But it's expensive. And you have to ask yourself, it's expensive both in time and in money. You have to ask yourself, is that time and money better spent creating something with friends, myself? I'm a believer in both. I'm a bigger believer in actually getting down to brass tacks and saying, okay, this is what I want to do. But you have to know yourself. If you feel that it's going to be difficult for you to do it without being shepherded through the process, maybe a grad program is good for you.
What role does being good at playing video games play in being a good developer?
That's a good question. I think the most important thing is understanding what a game is, and getting down to the systems, getting down to why you love a video game. Being good at it is interesting, but you've got to analyze what you get out of that game to be able to really get down to, okay, this is what makes this game much better than this game. And that's a whole process that you need to work on. I mean, we talked about GDC, and GDC has a vault of different documents and videos of GDC conferences that is an awesome resource if you want to find out how professionals look at their job and their craft. Gamma Sutra as well is an awesome resource. And there was an article I was reading a couple of days ago by Ralph Koster, who's an awesome force in the industry, about how he analyzes a game, how he goes in and breaks it down. Read that and see how you can apply it and how your analysis of a game differs. It's not about your skill playing a game, it's about what you take from it, basically.